Hello everyone, welcome back. So we have now reached 2025. On May 12th of this year, Thomas and Friends will turn 80 years old. 80 years since the first Railway series book was published in 1945. There's always something so exciting about these anniversary year celebrations in the Thomas fandom. Every 5 years or so, the franchise does something really special. For instance, in the 60th anniversary in 2005, we got Calling All Engines, Thomas's first feature-length special. I mean, the movie itself was not really that good, but still, it was special. The 65th in 2010 gave us some cool best episode DVD releases, as well as Misty Island Rescue. Yeah. God, don't you just hate looking back on something you used to like as a kid only to not like it years later? The 75th in 2020 gave us Thomas and the Royal Engine, which was the final episode of the whole series, and they really went out swinging in a not-so-great era. Now that it's the 80th anniversary year, I thought this would be a great opportunity to look back on what I, and a lot of others, consider to be the best anniversary year for Thomas. 2015, the 70th anniversary year. So, let's dive in. The current new season, released in 2015, was Season 19, and it was interesting, to say the least. I'm actually quite nostalgic for it, to be honest. I watched a lot of episodes from this season when they were coming out on YouTube. Nowadays, I'd say it's a pretty good season, but it's certainly not something super anniversary-esque. We got a lot of great episodes like Toad and the Whale, Best Engine Ever, Goodbyes from Topham Hatt, etc. But we also got stuff like Who's Jeffrey and The Truth About Toby and... Chickenpox! I will give them credit for trying to be experimental, but with all the side characters they get a lot of focus and screen time. Like Den and Dart of all characters. Cranky, Salty, Victor and Kevin, Caitlin, Steven, Toad, etc. I wouldn't call it a great season. It doesn't really do a ton that celebrates the franchise's history, hashtag season 20 sweep, but it's solid. It's a very good season. The new merchandise release was pretty solid. Yeah, they came around the time they were starting to look kinda cheaply made, but the lineups weren't bad by any means. This year introduced the Thomas Minis line, which was pretty cool. Definitely shook up diecast collectors, and that was fun. Wooden Railway released a sick-as-heck Wilbur Audrey toy with the original design of Thomas, as well as a few Golden Thomases. Take and Play also did a Golden Thomas. Hornby and Bachman made new Thomas running models, the former of which made a shiny metallic Thomas model, and the latter of which made a new Thomas model in his original LBSC green paint job, as well as James in his original black paint job, both of which are really cool. And there was even a special edition Thomas stash, with Thomas sitting on a golden track base. Generally, I think the merchandise was pretty solid overall. Nothing super absolute peak like later on, wink wink, but there were a lot of bright spots. Now let's get into the really good shiz. Not only were we getting brand new episodes and merchandise on the line, we also got celebratory material from the official Thomas and Friends YouTube channel. We got an entire 30-minute documentary called 70 Years of Friendship, which talked about Thomas's legacy, which featured interviews from Christopher Audrey, the son of Wilbur Audrey, old and new crew members who worked on the show, such as Rick Sigelcow, the Shining Time Station co-producer, head writers Andrew Brenner and Ian McHugh, and even kids and parents who talked about their experiences with the show. This was something really special. I love this one. We also got this little short of Neil Patrick Harris yelling at a bunch of kids about specific Thomas facts because he's apparently that big of a fan himself. And it was honestly really funny.
I haven't spent hours watching the same episodes over and over and over with my kids like a broken record to have some stupid little tell me that I don't know as much about Thomas the Tank Engine than you do.
I did not edit that censor beep you just heard right now. This was actually released by the official Thomas YouTube channel, so I am shocked they let this slide. We also got redos of classic era songs remade in full CGI, as well as the Thomas Creator Collective, a fun gathering of Thomas fans making their own original stories, which was nice. I really do enjoy their stuff. It's nice watching a bunch of people come together and do their own thing with Thomas. You all know I've done the same thing, depending on how long you've been following me. Overall, the YouTube content we got was fun. I love it all. Alright, all of this stuff we just talked about was pretty great, but without a doubt, the best aspect of the 70th anniversary of Thomas is the movies. Oh, come on, you all saw this coming. The Adventure Begins and Sodor's Legend of the Lost Treasure are easily two of some of the best Thomas movies of all time. The Adventure Begins was an amazing retelling of the first two Railway series books, as well as the first 7 episodes of the first season brought to life in full CGI. This was so surreal when it first came out. The fact that it even exists at all within the CGI series still blows my mind, man. They put in so much passion behind Thomas's origins, the retooled music from the classic series, and the credits. Oh my god, the credits! There are a few drawbacks, particularly how some of the characters are portrayed. Henry. But they still did an outstanding job with it. And Sodor's Legend of the Lost Treasure was just flat out unbeatable. I don't even need to tell you how good this movie is. Arguably Thomas's most cinematic adventure ever. An awesome mystery pirate story with gorgeous animation, a fantastic orchestral score, as well as so many old returning faces. And heck, they even made Wilbert Audrey himself canon in the CGI series. Both these movies were true treats, the most celebratory that Thomas movies have ever been, as well as fantastic remake material for me, and I highly recommend any fan, young and old, to check them out if you haven't already. So, there you have it. This was admittedly a pretty short video, but I just wanted to make it just for the funsies. 2015 really was where Thomas met its peak. They really went above and beyond in several areas, with a number of major standouts and high points. From the movies, to the merchandise, to the YouTube content, they really went all out. The 70th anniversary was easily Thomas's best anniversary year ever. I'm really curious as to how the 80th anniversary will play out. We've gotten a lot of new merchandise revealed these past few weeks or so, and frankly, I cannot wait for what will be in store. That Playrail Thomas is just, oh my god, chef's kiss. I need it on my desk now. So, that's about it. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for even more Thomas content around the corner, baby.